but it's actually it's gonna be Orion, so that's why I'm a big Rayzox fan going into this.
No, I don't think that's a bad thing to say. I was a big Orion guy for a long time. Look, I got this game when I was a little kid. I used to call him Orion because I never heard of the name Orion before this game. Neither here nor there, we're going into game number 1, and immediately an explosive performance again coming out from Spectre and Rayzox as they acquire their first weapons, but all eyes right now on red team, attempting to do their best to just hold a neutral game, but there is a bit of a struggle right now.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the name of the game. Red team immediately looking for the scrap and trying to get their footing on the stage, and once they get it, it's going to be tough for blue team to fight back. Exactly what we're seeing right now. All right, finally, a little bit of a switch up. Splitting off into 1v1. Okay.
Okay, Rayzox, keeping at least one into the air. It's Akty, the name that we haven't quite heard a lot of before today, but they're having a really good mainstay performance so far. It's really deffy with that ground and control, though. Still yellow on that first stock, but unfortunately, Spectre does go down, but luckily there is that trait. Akty soon follows.
Yeah, really good option from Rayzox there to fight back from the ledge, and all of a sudden, blue team looking pretty comfortable right now. Red team fighting back, trying to find some weapons here, but Akty's still struggling, finally picking up an
And hey, it's your favorite. It's the last one to keep that third stock. Lance in the air, though. A lot of really far away offstage plays. These double lances are brutal, but at least deffy's there to at least alleviate things a little bit.
Yeah, good stuff from deffy so far this match. Really finding the hits that matter so far and taking those stocks early. Keeping the pressure on, too, at the ledge here. Rayzox looking worse for wear right now.
Yeah, not the best position for, at least, yeah, like you said, for Spectre. But again, a lot of defense coming out from the Olgrim pick. As long as Rayzox is there to take the initial brunt of damage, well, maybe not so much anymore. A little bit of overextension coming up from Spectre. Does get hit by the recovery off of deffy. And now, again, red team having a pretty definitive lead.
Yeah, they need to sort of keep the pressure on, which is definitely what they're doing right now. Spectre and Rayzox finally finding that platform. Oh, my goodness. I don't even have time to talk. Immediately exerting that advantage and getting those stocks. Putting the damage on, too.
Yeah, it's a Akty, though, on that last stock. Same with Spectre. Whoever goes down first between the two could very well tell how game number 1 goes underway. Axe is out from Akty, though, trying to go for the offstage potential, and deffy's there to follow up, but Spectre makes their way back onto the neutral game. But up into the air, though. Sider comes by, and Spectre is so low on that final stock. It's up to Akty to close it out here.
Two big openings for red team here. Both blue players on the back foot, and oh my goodness, 2 big hits as well. This could be it for that stock as well, and now it's just Rayzox on the very last leg for this game 1.
And this is not a position you want to be in at all. Rayzox without a weapon, a 2v1, and plus even then, deffy has a whole other stock to work with too. At best, Rayzox has to isolate and find the 1v1s, but at best you have to find Akty to go down. That seems unlikely. Without a weapon, no stage to work with whatsoever.
And red team really good setup here. Akty playing back, deffy taking the point, but finally, some opportunity. Okay, so tense right now. Oh my god, off the top. Rayzox finding it. Wow. Right, back to 1v1 pretty even.
It's easier said than done. Ray's gonna go for the nair. Just try to create space, chip away that damage and get away from deffy. But deffy, again, gauntlets in hand, can go up close and personal. A single recovery should be able to take down Rayzox. It's down to this, though. Throws away the gauntlets, back down to the spear. More space being created, even better for the double recovery. It's deffy and red team to take game number 1.
Such a fine stock when it mattered the most. Deffy picking all the right options, playing pretty conservatively, pretty comfortably, and getting those back-to-back recoveries to take it in what was a surprisingly close game 1. We got ourselves a block already. I don't want to call it early, but if that's what the matches are like, I'm excited.
No, we definitely have to give a lot of props to Rayzox there, because again, we talked about how you have to make sure in a 2v1 like that you need to find somehow a way to eliminate one of those 2 opponents, whether by just taking out all their stocks or just making sure they're not in that current battle. But Rayzox was able to accomplish doing that. They isolated the 1v1s, they were able to eliminate Akty's final stock and nearly took away deffy. But here we are again, game number 2, a reset, a brand new stage. We're going over to Alliance now, and this is a smaller stage to work with, AG. This might be less beneficial for Lance.
Yeah, I definitely like the pick from red team, and you know, I think maybe it did some sort of damage to the mentality of blue team as well, losing an early stock. Still fighting back though. Oh, okay, maybe fight back a little harder.
Yeah, and this is where I'm worried because you have such large, clunky weapons, and we can talk about to the moon and back how great the Lance is, but when you have such a condensed stage where you're not really able to find that proper spacing or that control that you need, someone like Akty with those gauntlets, despite getting the double weapon throw against them, is just able to completely condition and control Rayzox off stage.
Right, and it gave deffy all the time in the world to come back and put this pressure on. A lot of good damage here for red team, trying to extend that lead, but finally some room to breathe for blue team, holding down the stage. Oh, okay. Good routes from red team, fighting back.
Okay, here we go. Back into the blender once again towards the left side of the stage. Spectre's high up into the sky. They're really trying to find that stock confirm against deffy, but they're struggling to do so. And this has been a running thread in the last 2 games. deffy has been able to maintain these stocks for so long, even more so than Akty, who just went down.
Yeah, it's definitely been the name of the game, and it's really working too. Blue team may get a little desperate too if they're too far behind, and that's exactly what they are looking for red team. Trying to hold on to those stocks and look for those big swings so they can punish. Right now, blue team still looking for those big swings, but red team with the stage control yet again, just playing so well.
And the stage control is so pivotal. deffy in that last game had dealt just shy of 650 damage, most of it in the hands of the gauntlets, but we're seeing a lot more of a spear appearance this time around. This is good for offstage play. I really like the ledge guarding coming out from red team here, but besides Akty, still on that second stock, it is an even game for the rest of blue team. They managed to take down deffy to that final stock, and now Akty is really the one only having that leverage against red team, or for red team, excuse me.
But this is exactly what the blue team fans are looking for here, looking so comfortable and in control, waiting for the option off the ledge from deffy to try and punish, and now we're back. Akty opening up. I like that. Ooh, bit of a swing from deffy. Not a huge punish though. Still looking pretty good.
Oh, I like what Spectre's doing. Again, that conditioning factor, keeping deffy into the air. The chip damage now more important than even taking down the stocks, I would say. But they're 1v1s. Akty sends Spectre off stage, and it's going to be now the gauntlets going up and finding, oh, a good team-wide combo. Akty sets it up, and deffy knocks them down. The Lance now lost from Spectre, and this is it. No weapons at all. Akty sends Spectre off stage, and Rayzox is there to protect Spectre. But is it in vain? We'll have to wait and see AG. Spectre's still into the air. Or good recovery does send deffy away as well. Again, it comes down to whoever loses this next stock, but it looks like it could be Spectre. It's deffy. Rayzox off stage. There's so much to focus on all at once, but again, it's pivotal for this final stock in order to keep the game alive. But no, it's Spectre to go down. All that's left now is Rayzox, and a single signature will send away us in the game 3.
Unbelievable. What a hectic situation. Red team just so beautifully going back and forth from those 2 1v1s to sort of trying to put the pressure of the team combo onto blue team, not even necessarily following through, but just the threat alone just made blue team play so passively, and that's eventually what led to red team taking the game. So very skillful from red team. Huge fan.
Yeah, I was really impressed with like the amount of space control that deffy and Akty were able to utilize on such a small map. And we talked about the struggles that I think we would see from a larger weapon like the Lance or even sometimes the Spear. But it seemed like Spectre and Ray were really trying to focus more in offstage play, but deffy and Akty just never gave them that sort of opportunity to play off stage and get those early stock takedowns. But game number 3 here, so far it's been a flawless series coming out from red team, and yet through all of this, they're not letting the brakes, or they're not letting go of the gas pedal. They are still continuing to put in a flurry of damage early on here. Spectre separated away from Rayzox, and deffy's there. Almost has the follow-up. Again, the recovery goes down, but the gravity cancel signature's not enough to confirm against Spectre. You get back on stage, AG, but deffy's not gonna stop just yet. The recovery's not enough, and Rayzox loses that first stock within 30 seconds.
deffy is going wild on the right side. What started as an edge guard for one player just led into the stock for the other, and it's just looking so rough right now. Finally, blue team striking back, but really good punish from deffy as well, keeping the pressure on. Like you said, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, literally. I mean, look at deffy again. We've been talking about deffy so much, but there's a reason why. Not barely even in orange on that first stock. Only now are they approaching that area, but they're completely surrounding blue team, and Akty has the offstage control, barely saving against that ground pound from Spectre. But again, if you're red team, you're looking to separate these two blue team members out, and they're doing such a great job. Now, deffy does fall, but at the cost of what? Spectre doesn't have a weapon, Rayzox so far off stage, and now Spectre's down to possibly their series stock.
All right, deffy put the pressure on as well, helping the teammate recover, and I wanted to say the spear has been so good. It's just, oh, okay, well, I don't have time to talk about that. Blue team fighting back, wrestling with this stage control now, trying to even it up, and stock-wise, it's pretty even, but those the damages tell a different story right now. Red team trying to fight back and push this lead. Okay, I like how they split up here. Looking good for red team, with blue team fighting back from the ledge here. deffy, though, not letting it happen.
No, deffy, good for the recovery, sends Rayzox away. Now both blue team members on their series stocks have to keep this once again alive. Now the only point of contention now might be eliminating Akty's final stock. That might be the only chance blue team has to take it to a new game.
True, it's gonna be tough though. Like we said, deffy was really good at keeping the blue team at the ledge, not really letting them get too much. But this could be an opportunity here, trying to force the issue, but not a whole lot of damage. Really good defensive options from Akty, and deffy with another fantastic punish.
It's up to Rayzox now. The last alive in a 1v2. Slants in hand. Very high amounts of damage applied to these two stocks, but the double ground pounds don't connect. Rayzox is able to at least annihilate Akty, sends them off stage, but again, there's no proper setup. Maybe, hold on, for deffy to go away, but they do lose their weapons in the process. deffy loses that second stock, and now Rayzox, we've seen this situation before. The same exact as game number 1. The ground pound in vain. Akty's there for the offstage setup. The ground pound, it's an overextension, but deffy's there. Again, 1, 2, 3, so many different ground pounds, enough for Rayzox still to survive.
Unbelievable, and still, I love the fighting spirit from Rayzox. It's going to be so tough here. But Akty on a very dangerous, oh my goodness, very dangerous amount of damage.
But Rayzox is avoiding everything.
Oh, it's so tough to avoid that, though. What a nice follow-up from Akty and deffy, taking that set. A very close 3-0. Let the TOs know it was close.
Yeah, it was close, all things considered. I mean, if you look at the stock line itself, it might tell a different story, but I gotta say, I really like the big brain macro level control that we had seen red team bring out, especially when we went from the game 2 swap to Lions. It just promoted so much more, not even offstage play. It was much more team chemistry that I think deffy and Aktyanav have really been able to hone in on over the last few weeks. That being said, though, the double gauntlets that we had seen, the spirit included from deffy, it just suffocated Spectre and Rayzox, and there was never really an opportunity in that second and third game for them to really set themselves up for that team-wide play.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That was sort of what we anticipated the dynamic would be, and very much was. And, you know, I just got to give credit to the red team for putting that pressure on, because it's so dangerous. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to overextend. One mistake against, you know, two great players, obviously, this far in the bracket.